In today's video, we're going to take a look at the pros and the cons of a guitar equipped with an Evertune bridge. Let's go and get into the video. Wait a second. You guys don't care about a playthrough? You just want to see me pick the guitar up by its strings and show you that it's still in tune. Pretty cool. The Evertune bridge was created in 2011, and since then it has become a really popular studio tool for studios across the world pretty much. I've owned this ESP LTD KS7 that is equipped with an Evertune bridge for about 3 years, and with the ability to pretty much keep my guitar in tune constantly and to never allow it to go out of tune, it has been very, very vital in my home studio. However, in that time I've also found a few things that are kind of less than ideal, almost kind of annoying to me, but then again there are a few qualities, specifically that one really big quality that made me absolutely love the bridge. So let's go and get to the pros and cons. Let's do the pros first. Okay, let's go ahead and get the first very obvious pro out of the way. Your guitar basically does not go out of tune. This guitar has been in its case in my closet for probably 3 or 4 months now because I've been using a 6-string rather than a 7-string, and let's just go ahead and check the tuning. Pretty much perfect. So the second pro to the Evertune bridge is a little less obvious, but I think it is very vital, and you experience this pro whenever your bridge gets into zone 2. Let me go ahead and explain the zones really quickly. The Evertune bridge can exist in 3 different zones. You have zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. Zone 1 is when the string is completely loose and the Evertune is not engaged at all. Zone 2 is when the Evertune part of the bridge is pulled forward a little bit, and that is when you're tuning the guitar string with the tuning knob and the pitch is no longer changing. That's when you're in zone 2. And zone 3 is when you have capped out the Evertune bridge and it is tight as it can be on the bridge portion. And at that point, if you turn the tuning peg some more, then you're going to start tightening the string as normal, and that is when you're in zone 3. At the very, very beginning of zone 2 is when you're experiencing this next pro that I really enjoy myself. So once you're in zone 2, then no matter how hard you hit the string or no matter how hard you bend the string note will not change at all. And to me, that is really, really cool for those parts where you're like really nailing on the string, or if you're, you know, tracking a lead or something and you don't want to accidentally bend it out of tune, which is really cool for consistent takes. That's not always the goal, but when it is, the Evertune makes that very, very easy. First, let me say that these cons I'm about to speak of the Evertune bridge are very, very small, and they probably won't even bother the vast majority of people. However, these are very minute qualities that I've found that have made the Evertune bridge just less than perfect. It's awesome, but it's not perfect, and that's because of these very few cons. Let's get into it. The first con is that there is a bit of a learning curve whenever it comes to the Evertune bridge. This may not be a big deal for some people, but if you're the kind of guy who just wants to throw your strings on your guitar, tune it up, and get to jamming, then this is going to be something that keeps you from absolutely falling in love with Evertune at first. Once you learn how to do all this stuff and you conquer the learning curve, then it's very easy. But things like learning the different zones and how to tighten and loosen the tension of the Evertune so you can put your guitar in different tunings, like going from standard down to, you know, a full step down, half step down, or whatever. Those are small learning curves that you have to look up, but there are plenty of resources online, and it's really not that big of a deal once you finally get over that learning curve. And this second con is something that actually bothers me a little bit more than the first con, and that is that there are quite a bit of features to the Evertune bridge, and in my mind, the more features, the more of an opportunity there is for something to break. I really love how there's pretty much nothing going on that bridge on my EC1000. You just throw your strings through, tune up the guitar, and you're good to go. Contrast to that with the Evertune bridge is that, so let's say this is a 7-string guitar, so there are 7 individual modules inside of this Evertune bridge that have an opportunity to break, and that's actually kind of what's happening with this guitar. The only modules in this one that work are actually the A string through the B string. The low B and the high E are broken. I've not really checked into sending the guitar off to get it fixed. Instead, I just tune this low string and this high string like I would a regular guitar string. It's kind of a small thing, but it is kind of annoying. And this third con is, I almost feel kind of weird saying it because you almost sound like you're kind of snobby when you're saying this about your guitar tone, but I do feel like the Evertune bridge takes away from the aggressiveness of your pick attack. I kind of noticed that when I first started playing the guitar. However, it's also something that I've heard from people like Josh Middleton and Nolly Getgood, that they don't prefer the Evertune bridge over other bridges because because they've noticed a change in their guitar tone that they don't love. Like everything else on this list, it is a small con that you probably won't notice in the context of a full mix, but you know, whenever it comes to guitar tone and heavy metal, you're trying to get it as aggressive as you can, and you know what? Any little thing that takes away from that is something that you don't necessarily want to be in play. So that is the final con for me on the Evertune bridge, is that I do feel like it negatively affects guitar tone just a little bit, like maybe like 2%, maybe 3%. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video focused around the Evertune bridge. Like I said, I hate that I had a few more cons than I did pros, but the pros, it gets absolutely perfect, knocks it out of the park. The cons are very small things that maybe no one else will notice. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please do hit that like button as well as the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.